Joshua running camera for us this evening. Thank you very much,
I'm
Joshua.
glad I'm over here.
Yeah, right?
We're gonna talk
A little
about
more
some
room
great
over
stuff.
there.
All right.
Should a couple of us go over there, sit at your table, and we can just kind of balance things out? Yeah.
Just you got Daniel on that camera, right?
Just be like Star Trek, teleport through the screen.
Somebody give us a countdown and let's pretend like we've done this a couple of times.
Engage.
Because this is the best hobby in the world.
93.
2, 1.
This is the What's Neat This Week, show number 93. Tonight we've got some beautiful Athearn locomotives on the table. Intermountain is well represented with some very nice models. I've got Mike Buddy here with a great truck that he's been working on. See the progress of that. Campbell Rice and all my other friends are here with us tonight. This is show number 93. Let's go, guys. The What's Neat This Week video podcast is supported by enthusiastic model railroaders just like you. Additional support is provided by Athearn Trains. Check out all their new monthly announcements at athearn.com. And by Intermountain Railway Company, where the detail makes the difference. Check out their website at intermountain-railway.com. Additional support is provided by Cowcatcher magazine, all about the community of model railroading and rail enthusiasts. Check out their website at www.cowcatchermagazine.com. Also by Trainfest, America's largest operating model train show since 1972. Check out their website and show dates at trainfest.com. Further support is provided by the NCE Corporation, the power of DCC. Visit their website at ncedcc.com. And thank you for supporting the What's Neat This Week podcast. This is the What's Neat This Week, show number 93 for October 19th, 2019. I'm your host, Ken Patterson from Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine's What's Neat video, that video we love to produce every single month that takes you in and behind the scenes. We get your hands dirty, and we do a lot of how-tos. And tonight I've got the full cast with me. I've got Michael Buddy sitting next to me. Mike Buddy. I got Campbell Rice tucked in here really tight. We need a bigger studio, guys.
Yes, we do.
I've got James Regier, and boy, have we got a treat for you. James and I did one of the, I'm not bragging, but one of the most magnificent model railroad photos I have ever seen. We've done it on Wednesday.
Hi, folks.
I've got Chris Palomarez from Athearn Trains. Thank you so much, Chris, for being here. You and I did a 2-hour photo shoot this afternoon, and it was so much fun to get my mind on photos.
Putting you to work.
And, of course, look at this on the end here.
Daniel.
I'm here. I'm here.
We love Daniel Coombs, and he's going to teach us a thing or two about his signaling that he's doing on his layout. I also have Ray Plaszewski from Reynaulds Models. He's broadcasting on Skype out of Chicago for us this evening. Ray, thank you very much for being on the What's Neat This Week show.
Oh, my pleasure, guys.
I'm going to
Really
start out
excited.
right away with all the exciting news that's going on, which is pretty much I walk around the yard with a video camera and come up with news. And tonight we saw a magnificent load on the river getting hauled northbound, and this was on a 200-foot box, and these were very large turbine blades. I'm just guessing the length of these blades was about 200 feet long because it was close to the size of the barge that it was on top of. And it looked like they were stacked in groups, so it had to be about 12 or 16 blades on this load. Wow. It was very impressive. It's not exactly what you'd see getting hauled up the road, but now they're traveling upriver with this stuff, and it's kind of absolutely amazing.
Right.
So, do you want to start talking about that photo shoot we did? Because I'm ready to do this edit.
Well, then, yeah, so I came here on Wednesday night, I think it was, and I had my What's Neat video for the December Model Railroad Hobbyist, and I was ready to deliver that. I hadn't brought much along, and Ken was like, "There's a moon out there, James. We got to go out and do a photo shoot." And
so
Just calling your name.
So after spending about 7 hours on Wednesday cleaning the layout, and I did do that, you can see from this video that I'm showing you right now, the layout is got color in it. Chris told me
Oh,
it's
you have
got-
evidence.
it's incredible. Like it's night and day difference between Saturday when I was here last and then Wednesday. Yeah,
And then
so.
you can see the tabletop that is what all my modules on this 157-foot layout wrap around and sit on top of. It's all built on a flat, beautiful table surface. And as we take the camera outside, you can see James is out here setting up the missing module that you just saw missing on the layout. And that's that beautiful BLMA 200-foot bridge module. And we decided to use the higher bridge that evening because the moon had moved on us and it was quite high in the sky. At 10:30 tonight, the moon comes up, and me and Chris are going to do a photo shoot out there if the clouds permit.
I'll stick around. I got my stuff as well.
Cool.
But the fact was, it was a very nice setup that we had going on. We had a 4x8 sheet of water set up behind the module. So we had about 39 square feet of HO scale water set up out there, James.
And it was a beautiful alignment. It was the bridge module gave way to the water module, which was in alignment with the Mississippi River. And so you were looking straight across to Columbia, Illinois.
It was seamless.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I love the lights in the distance. It looked really cool. Yeah.
So the amazing thing was, we're going to go through each photographs one by one. The first photograph I'm going to show you is a normal standard shot that you're used to seeing us do, where you can see the bridge. It's well lit. I think we used a flashlight and lit this shot for about 10 seconds. And then we used the lights in the back of the house, and we turned those on for 10 seconds. And then we let James's camera run for another 6 minutes to pick up those lights in Illinois. And then the second shot that we do, and this was James, his idea was to take the rake, that I've got, and we took that 200-foot long barge, and we took a flashlight, and I'm showing B-roll video
of this setup. And we lined up the camera right looking down that barge, like you're sitting in the pilot house of the towboat, and you're looking right at the bridge with the spotlight on the bridge.
How cool was that?
That was the idea. Yeah.
That photo came out absolutely dynamite. I was really happy with the results. Very creative on that. And then James went out there by himself with the camera while I was inside looking at the other photos we had just shot, and he did a side shot on the bridge. And the thought on this one was to simply light up the bridge with the locomotive going underneath and into it. So that way the LED lights that he installed in this locomotive would light up the superstructure of the river bridge. And you know what? Rock and roll.
It was pretty amazing. I didn't light the side at all on this one, really.
Really? So there was no flashlight?
I may have used my cell phone flashlight for a couple seconds, but that was all. The rest is purely the locomotive lighting shining on that bridge, lighting it up, and
that really looked realistic.
Yeah.
It looked good.
Dude, that was one of the most amazing photos. And then you helped me take down the diorama, which really illustrates that the whole thing goes together like Legos. You pulled out the bridge piers. We used 85-foot micro-engineering girders, doubled on each side. So that was like 170 feet of bridges on each side coming in girders. And then the Central Valley Bridge was on the tall piers in the middle.
Wow.
Although it was interesting because we also learned a little bit about physics doing this process.
Yes.
Because when we took the layout out, it was at room temperature, about 70 degrees, or whatever you keep it in here. And when we went outside, it was about 40 degrees outside. That 30-degree drop caused the foam end to end to shrink about a ½ inch.
Yep.
Yes.
Wow.
And so the rails were not in alignment, and I tried to put them into alignment, and suddenly there was this huge bow going across the bridge.
Just like that.
Wow.
And so we brought it back
nuts.
in, and it corrected itself again, because the rates of expansion. But, there's very little that you cannot learn from model railroading. I mean, it's an amazing
Remember
t-shirt.
that This Is Nuts video with the auto racks? And then
My favorite
it went
video.
into the evening, and then all night long. It got down below freezing, I think.
Yeah.
Ken,
And,
you didn't want to do anything with it. You were just letting Mike and Joe go.
I was
You
trying
were
to cold
worried.
call and get Athearn as an account way back then. And Joe Steinman and Mike Buddy set up all these modules out there very precariously. Is that the word?
Precariously.
Precariously.
Yeah.
Thank you. But the fact was, it was an amazing setup, and that is the one video that we've got at Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine, What's Neats, since 2012, and that video's got well over 500,000 views.
Wow.
So that is
Yeah.
our one claim to fame.
Started
that-
out warm when we were doing that, and then by the night it was, I think it
You
was
guys have
below
got to check
32
that out.
degrees.
That was
Yeah.
set up on bar stools.
Yes.
He used mold
Mold
traps. Mold
Yeah.
traps to hold the diorama. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Wow, yeah.
That reminds me of a really good time a long time ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So the engine shop location is Barstool instead of Barstow, right, James?
That worked
That's
out
right,
fantastic. Ray, welcome to the show from Reynaulds up there in Chicago. Tell me about your company and what it is you do and how many years have you been in business? Because what you've got going on is amazing. Well, primarily, from what I understand, you import stuff from Europe. So you fill a gap that no other distributor fills.
That's right. Yeah, I started a company in 1987. I was like 24 years old. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So, basically, like most of us, played with trains my whole life. And I thought to myself, how fun would it be to sell these trains,
Right.
And then I thought to myself, bring in some products that are kind of unique, not that the domestic stuff isn't unique. It's just the European stuff is different,
Mm-hmm.
But today I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff that, domestic modelers could use as well as European modelers. It's just basic scenic stuff, some cool vehicles. But, we have a lot of fun. We have a warehouse. We have a nice store. We have a nice group of a good staff working for us. And, we ship worldwide to just about 100 countries.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Dang.
And you said this is your busy season coming up, so you're not going to see your wife until December. You ship out a lot of packages. You said you ran 2 or 3 shifts around the
Last
clock.
year, yeah. It was
Wow.
great.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's you gotta love the internet, right?
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah.
What have you got in front of you there? Because it looks like Mike Buddy was checking out those vehicles right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a company that we're importing from Holland, and it's a company called Artitech.
Mm-hmm.
And Artitech, 2 brothers, and these guys are geniuses. I mean, the detail that they put in their models, they're completely finished. They're handmade, they're hand painted, super detailed. Here's one of my favorites. This is an old, I think it's is it Biceris? Is that the name? Oh,
Bucyrus?
Bucyrus, yeah.
Bucyrus, yeah.
Yeah. Construction crane, and they make several versions, the civilian versions. They also got a U.S. military version. And what they also do is they'll take the cab and they'll make the dozer or the shovel version of it.
Oh, cool.
Oh, man, that's awesome. And I notice all the wires are in place and everything else. Are they adjustable?
You know what? They're more static because those wires, the tension on these wires are pretty good. But you could look inside. This boom is all brass.
Yeah.
Okay, the cab is resin, and there's a little bit of plastic, but it's completely assembled. I mean, it's amazing that it actually comes that far without any damage.
Right.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
Another cool one, guys, is this dragline crane truck.
Mm-hmm.
That just came in the other day, and they make it an HO. Check this out for the N scale guys.
Yes.
Wow.
Can you see that?
Wow.
Holy
Nice.
mackerel. Look at that little thing.
They
Wow.
even have a Z gauge one.
Huh.
Oh, wow,
That's crazy.
that's got to
Great.
be
And
tons.
Put
this
on your
is an
specs,
old,
Ken.
D7 dozer.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys see that? The
Yes.
D7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could see that from here.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a train load version.
Wow.
The shovel is on its own, like planks or pallets. So it's covered. The seat and the electronics are covered. So this would be like a train load version. Just pop that on a flat car,
Nice.
and you're ready to go. And then they also make a lot of cool loads. Like here's an old, here's a generator load. AEG generator.
Nice.
You can put that on any flat car.
Hmm.
And they make a lot of different loads, a lot of different vehicles. For the military guys, here we got Abrams train load version.
Oh,
the
cool.
trucks
Oh,
turn
nice.
around.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's actually how they would transport them, on flat cars.
Great.
And they make literally hundreds and hundreds of different military vehicles as well. So, and ships, HO ships, all kinds of ships, sailboats, tugboats, barges. I mean,
Nice.
in all the different scales. So, pretty dynamic, a pretty innovative company for sure.
I was looking at the motorcycles that they had too, and there's a bunch
Exactly,
of motorcycles
exactly.
and bicycles.
They make the Liberators.
Yeah.
They got BMWs, of course. They got the German, military vehicles with the sidecars and all the soldiers. And,
Right.
Yeah, they make a lot of neat stuff. They really do.
Yeah.
Ray, how would we find these products? Have you got a catalog, an internet website? How is it that we go about shopping?
Renaulds.com. Basically just click
Say,
on Artitech.
say that again. Say that one more time.
Renaulds. It's
Renaulds.com. Okay.
REYNAULDS.com.
Excellent.
And then just click on Artitech, and there's, like I said, there's so many unique items. At end of the year, they're going to come out with all the Model A's and Model T's.
Oh,
And
man.
the different
Oh,
versions,
my-
all the truck versions, all the car versions. Those will be really neat when they come out with them.
Oh,
Is this a limited run type stuff?
So it's batch production, you know, because it's handmade and it's hand painted.
Right.
All these vehicles are made by girls. I
Wow.
mean, it's amazing. What they did is they went around and they grabbed all these artists and they built this big facility. So the company is they're out of Holland. They make all the castings and they do all the research and everything, and then they send everything over to Vietnam. And they actually open up a factory in Vietnam, and they have all these artists working in this factory, and it's 95%, you know, girls, you know, because they got the small fingers, you know, and they
Right.
build this stuff and paint this stuff. And I've had a lot of professional painters say, "Wow, I can't do any better." It's pretty incredible, you know.
I think I think
Incredible.
I've seen some of those Architect vehicles around, and they are just impressive looking.
Yeah, they really are. They really are impressive. You know, here for the N-scale guys too. Here's that D7 dozer with the blade on.
Oh, nice.
You know?
Wow.
And they brought out this old fire truck. Isn't that great?
That is
Oh,
very
sweet.
nice.
That is awesome.
But I saw some.
It's really neat stuff.
I saw a couple tractors and farm equipment too, like a plow or something. But
Yeah.
people have been asking for HO scale farm equipment. I don't
Yeah.
think there's a lot of that around.
You know, they brought out. I think it's a Macy Ferguson combine.
Oh, nice.
Unbelievable. The Fordson tractors with all the attachments. I mean, you can go on and on and on. You know,
Yeah.
it's in the future. I'll show you guys some other stuff.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You will
All right.
be back on
Absolutely.
the
Yeah,
future.
looking
In
forward
fact,
to it.
I want to get some cameras up into your facility up there. You're just 4 hours away, so you're close. And I
Yep.
would look forward to the road trip. Who's going?
I'll go.
I
go.
go.
I volunteer.
Oh, full
So-
car.
Sounds like you're buying lunch for 5.
I'll have to ask the boss on that one, but
Yeah.
Guys, I want to talk about Cowcatcher magazine tonight.
We go visit some of them.
Okay.
Sorry, I walked over you on that. Cowcatcher magazine is an absolutely amazing magazine. The magazine is very similar to our podcast. Not only do they share in this magazine the modeling, the beautiful models that people make, but they also share the industry. It's a conversation with a lot of great people. I was talking with Tim, and you know him.
Yeah, Tim Blackwell.
And you guys have all looked at Cowcatcher magazine this evening, and in fact, Campbell's going to have something to talk about that a little bit later on. But check it out. Tim runs a very tight ship.
Yep.
He's got a great magazine that he's been running since 2004. It covers fallen flag railroads, the prototype railroads, news from all the manufacturers, things and places, and all the people that are doers and shakers in the hobby. And
Yep.
it's just absolutely wonderful. And when you go through this magazine, you'll notice it's absolutely chocked full of ads. So all of the manufacturers realize the value of this.
Yep.
So I want to give a shout out to Tim. It's an absolutely fantastic magazine. We've talked about it once before on the show, but I thought it was worth bringing up again because he does help support our show, and we really appreciate that.
Right.
So look forward to Cowcatcher magazine, guys. You can find it at hobby shops or you can order it online at cowcatchermagazine.com. They produce 6 issues a year. It's a bi-monthly publication for only $15.95.
That's not
Yeah,
bad.
you know, I got to say, it's kind of like when you look at the content of Cowcatcher, it feels really grassroots. It has a lot of local content, a lot of, you know, just people that you will see that moving and shaking in the industry, like you said. And Tim's editorial style is great. You'll really appreciate just the hardcore facts, just right there, right in front of you. He's really concise. He's really thorough about, you know, going outbound with his research on stuff and getting the down low. So
about that?
yeah, it's when I first saw Cowcatcher, it was printed on kind of newspaper stock.
Right. Yeah.
And I've seen this publication grow year over year, and it's the reason why Athearn is still in it, because we want to be in a publication that grows. So we've been really supportive of it. We enjoy, you know, the content. Going to the gloss stock it just makes it feel like it's going up and up, you know. So appreciate Cowcatcher magazine. Really a cool magazine.
Yeah, I like
All right.
having a print magazine.
Yeah.
I enjoy looking at the pages and turning the pages.
Well, there's that tactile feel that you get, you know, when you're
Yeah.
holding it, and when you also have a publisher that feels that his content is worth printing,
right.
that just kind of gives it a little more authenticity.
Right.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
One, I was just noticing, speaking of parallels with this show, the September-October 2019 issue of Cowcatcher has really good coverage, I think, of our RPM meet here in St. Louis.
Oh, that's the one?
I love that meet.
Yeah.
All right.
So, speaking of Cowcatcher, I do need to back up from last week. I made a mistake on the last week's show, and I called out the wrong hobby shop and got the right video. So, I was actually at Discount Model Trains in Addison, Texas, and I was back there again this past Monday picking up a couple things.
And they let you know about
they
it.
let me know, but I wanted
Yes, they did let us
to
know.
apologize for getting the wrong name. And I was looking through this Cowcatcher magazine, and I actually found right here a nice full-page ad on Discount Model Trains. So great ad there in Cowcatcher. So wanted to apologize for getting the wrong hobby shop. But
That's outside of Dallas, isn't it?
yeah, it's kind of sort of north. And while I was looking
Right.
at this ad, it says that they were voted the best brick and mortar hobby shop in the Southwest region by Reader's Choice of Model Railroader 2019.
That is
Wow.
And
Good
I
job.
believe it. It is a very nice shop. It's so organized. Everything is nice and neat, and all the folks there are just friendly as they can be.
I
And
saw
they-
some
they
nice
watch the
pictures.
show.
Also, I'd just like to point out, page 10 of this issue has Ken and Mike right there in a photo.
Oh, that's when we were at Spring Creek. Deshler,
At
Nebraska.
Deshler, yeah.
Wow, shout out to them. That was an absolutely
Yeah.
amazing hobby shop.
That's where I got this shirt,
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
MKT.
How about
Yeah.
that?
And you were in Nebraska getting
Yeah,
that shirt.
Spring
Yeah.
Creek.
That was a fun road trip. I
Missouri,
really enjoyed
Kansas,
it.
Texas, and Nebraska.
I'm looking at the table tonight, and it looks like we've got some beautiful models from Intermountain. They sent us these beautiful Evans coil cars, and I shot photographs of all of these outside. I've got the B&O, I've got the Santa Fe, and I've got the Chicago Northwestern. All three of these, I shot them. There's two different lid covers, if you notice, on these. I also shot some short video of them as I was doing the photograph outside. If you look at these, the detail's absolutely fantastic. All of the covers come off. They come with weights that are specifically designed and shaped like the interior of the freight car so that you can put these weights in them and make
Right.
them up to Anamari standards. They also come with Katie couplers, and I really enjoyed checking these cars out while I was out shooting them this week. So thank you very much, Intermountain, for sharing these beautiful models with us.
They've carried on that red caboose legacy very well. I had a few cars like that, and they are absolutely gorgeous. I'm drooling over these already,
Yeah.
I tell you what.
I've got one like that Santa Fe one. Was that from Intermountain?
Yeah.
At one time,
Well,
it was red caboose.
It was red caboose. Intermountain
them.
bottom out.
Okay.
But yeah, they're. But it's beautiful tooling all around.
Yeah, those
They've
are.
done proud to it.
Yep.
You know, I didn't bring up the fact that Discount Model Trains,
Yes.
they sent us a picture of one of their favorite customers. I think this is a shot of Rod Stewart in the hobby shop. How about that?
Yeah.
All
I just
right.
wanted to throw that photograph in there.
There you
One
go.
more edit, but thank you very much, guys, for sending us that photograph. I see some beautiful trees up there. What are you doing, Ray? What is this?
You know, guys, trees, man. Layouts need beautiful trees. And,
Right.
you know, for many years, I've looked for a manufacturer that I could import that has amazing trees. And I finally found this small little company in Poland. And these trees they're like I've never seen before.
Wow.
I mean, they're made by ladies, again. And look at these needle trees. I mean, these are pine trees and larks.
Wow,
and,
that one looks great.
You know, the spruces. You guys really can't see, but these branches, they're drooping, and they have actual needles
Wow.
on the
Wow.
tops.
Th-
Wow.
Those are not the bottle brush trees at all.
No.
Like those
The
are
ones I pull
amazing.
out of my head, I guarantee you.
They're
So,
not-
so what scale are those?
So they have all scales from
Oh,
Z
okay.
gauge all the way to O gauge.
Z-gauge.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So different size trees.
Yeah, the trunks are actually made out of steel, believe it or not. So they're very heavy. So you
Oh, wow.
bend the needle on the bottom so you can lean the trees any way you want. And they put a special like bark coating on them, so you have a very realistic, trunk. I mean, I wish you guys were here to see these needle trees. You know, Brittany, she's been helping me promote these, and she's doing really well. A lot of layouts are getting these trees on them. The deciduous trees, since we're in autumn, I thought I'd bring out a nice fall maple tree. And check this out, guys. This is a maple.
Oh,
Wow. Oh my gosh.
I'm ordering
Look
some
at
trees.
that.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Has that got individual leaves on it?
It does.
Oh.
Whoa.
No way.
I don't know. All their deciduous trees have individual leaves that are similar to like the real tree. So the oak tree will have oak leaves, and this maple tree has maple trees. Here's a weeping willow.
Wow.
Man.
Is that awesome?
Look at that.
It's like they shrunk down a real tree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
It's
Wow.
really, I asked the two brothers that actually owned the company, I'm like, how did you guys learn how to make these trees? And they're like, about 5 years of trial and error, trial and error, and trial and error.
That's how you do
and
it.
this is the end result. Here's one of my favorite. This is a silver poplar. Check out this one, guys.
Holy cow.
That
Man.
is
Look
incredible.
at that.
That's
Man, I want you to come down here,
Yeah.
Ray. I need
Yeah.
you to fill up your truck.
come on, truck, come on down.
What is the price point on a tree like that?
So the trees, they are handmade, so we got to keep that in mind. So the trees are between $18 and $40, depending on the size of the tree.
That makes
but,
sense.
the idea is, if you have a really big layout, you're going to need a lot of trees, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But, the way they talk about it is, you put your most beautiful trees up front,
Right.
and you blend back, with any kind of trees you want. Here's a couple of forest birch trees that they have. You see,
Tall, thin.
aren't those great?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just
And
like the prototypes.
One thing that they make that no one else really has a lot of these days, they make bushes with real leaves on them in different sizes. There's small bushes, large bushes, and I don't know if you could tell because the camera on this is not that great, but all these little bushes have individual leaves on them too.
That's
Pretty amazing.
incredible.
It's incredible, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Building a model railroad right now.
Yeah.
Have you built a layout, Ray?
Yeah, when I was younger, I had quite a few layouts. Yeah.
So cool. So
And then, you get married, you have kids, but now you're going to be building another layout. Absolutely.
Sweet.
Good.
Good
Comeback.
job. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to be welcome once we have it all set up and
Sure.
stuff. I got 10-foot ceilings in the basement, so
Oh,
I can
wow.
go really
Nice.
high.
We got some good
So I
area
bet you're
then.
going to have some mountains going on down there.
Either that or high rises,
Or
you know?
high-rise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. High-rises.
I'd rather do mountains than high rises.
Yeah.
A little easier.
I love Chris Palomarez's laugh. I've got
Whoa.
Chris with me tonight at the table. And Chris, please tell me, what is it that we were photographing outside today? As soon as you got here, you had me busy for about an hour and a half, and I had a lot of fun taking your directions. I've got B-roll of us out there working. What were we shooting today, Chris?
Well, we just had some sample models show up for the Norfolk Southern Go Rail Heritage locomotive, and that has the Dayglow green along the rim of the cab, and also the front pilot has some Dayglow green on it. Also original printing. And Go Rail is a company that promotes using rail service. So yeah, we actually gave a shout out to them on Twitter the other day, and they liked it. So I'm looking forward to sharing with them
Nice.
the photos that we
All
took
right.
this weekend. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that green roof.
Yeah, and we also are getting into regular black SD60Es, the maroon and silver EMD demonstrators. There, they have some
Nice.
really neat features on them. They have like they have the illuminated gumball that actually flashes on the DCC and sound. We have a few left over in stock on those. We announced another run of SD70Ms. We're talking like some Southern Pacific, the really heavily requested in Norfolk Southern with flared radiator grills and PTC antennas. We also are doing some Progress Rail ones with some CSX too. And the neat thing about the Progress Rail is those are going everywhere, and those kind of branched out into service a little bit more than just where they were kind of maroon on the CSX. So
That's cool.
yeah, there are a lot of interesting stuff going on.
Now, I put that Wonder Cutter from Micromark in your hand tonight, Chris, like I've been doing everybody that comes around over here now, because it's so much fun to watch people experiment with it. What did you think? You tried it out? I got a thumbs up out of you. What did you think about that?
It's incredible. I mean, it's one of those cutters where it's another tool in your arsenal. You know, if I'm wanting to do weld lines and get that little seam, that little ridge along a cut line, Man, that'd be a go-to for that. I mean, I could go on like a hopper or a boxcar project and start carving out, weld seams on that, and it'll give me a really nice bulge. So I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it in my head, and I'm just like, wow, maybe I could just take a straight edge and start cutting weld lines. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a way to decal it, but if I don't have to do that, I can quickly just do it in plastic. Then you don't need to worry about handling it,
That's fantastic.
So
thank you for playing along with that. We're going to do a little bit of extra longer show this Saturday night because we're not doing a show next week. It's our week off where I get the December What's Neat finished, which I've got a very, very good video of Daniel and his new layout that he's building. It's a modular layout, and he does an incredible interview with us. And Campbell, tell me, you brought this chopper here. Tell me about that for Micromark. What is that?
I haven't seen those Choppets used before, and so I ordered me one off of Micromark using our WNWT code, and got that in this week, and just took it out of the plastic today. And
you used the code, did you?
Yes, I did.
Did that all work out? Did it work?
Worked out. Saved me some money there.
So if you enter WNTW for the What's Neat This Week show, the first letters of the show, you get a discount at Micromark.
Oh, cool.
That's correct. Yeah,
that's cool.
Right.
Yeah, there's not enough tools,
No,
that's cool.
Well, and the
arsenic
Choppet
keeps growing.
is one that I use over and over again when,
yes.
when I'm building a model or doing anything.
Yeah.
So Daniel, you were going to talk about signals tonight. That's what we promised last week. The floor is yours, brother.
All right, so yeah, I discovered, well, I'm sure many other people know about it, acid track signaling, and it's out of California. A gentleman by the name of John Parsons owns it, but it's a signaling system based on infrared sensors. So instead of getting the Digitrax BDL-168 stationary decoder that's going to cost, $100, and it's so big that where am I going to plop it? You got to individually gap in your districts and then complicated wiring. With the infrared sensors, it's just the black light and then the clear light, and then when a train runs over it, bounces the light off and trips your signal automatically. They got double track, single track, and then a track with a junction board. And they also offer the Details West signals, Tomor, Engineering International, other brand of signals. And it took me about maybe 20 minutes, and my signaling system's up and running.
If I remember you telling me correctly, you can also set them up so that they're talking to each other, right? So that you can have suppose two blocks down you're occupied, but the block ahead you're not, so you can get a yellow signal, and so on.
Yeah, and one more thing with that, and like you said, so basically you take two leads off the signal boards and you link them all together, and it creates a virtual block. No gaps, no wheel resistors. I mean,
that's huge for a lot of people, Daniel.
It is. It is also modular. You could think that could be an easier system than all the complicated wiring. You'd think, okay, I got to put in a terminal block and then unscrew this screw, and it takes all the headache out of it.
Right. If you're trying to expand your layout and move it around and everything's in flux. Yeah.
There was one more thing I was going to say about it.
They do have grade crossings too.
Yes, they do operate grade crossing animation, tortoise switch machines, and it's just an easier system.
Nice.
And then with having just one board on my layout right now, it operates in like a simulated time mode. So once the sensor doesn't detect, like let's say the caboose goes over, and then it'll automatically, a timer will start. I think it's like a 30-second lapse to where it'll go to yellow, then flash yellow, caution approach, and then flip up to green to say blocks clear.
Yeah, clear
high
block.
ball ahead.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Now, can you program these aspects as well to reflect different railroad policies and all that?
Well, it's all automated on the board, so there's no
ABS.
Yeah, ABS
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
No programming, but I think could be in the near future.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, you guys were at K10 last night. Was it last night?
Oh,
No,
yes,
Thursday
Was that
night.
Thursday night?
Yep.
You guys were both had paperwork in your hand, James
That's right,
Regier and Daniel, and you
Right.
guys were operating trains for real. I saw you guys working the switch lists.
Right.
That was pretty amazing. We shot some B-roll of this.
Yeah, we did.
Joshua was there with us. We shot this
Right.
shot of you guys over the great big switch yard, all waving to us and having a good time. And I just love going to K10. In fact, we picked up a brand new bridge for you to do a moonshot with.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I'm
thank
looking
you
forward
very
to
much,
that.
Joshua, for financing me on that project.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful bridge. Now, I want
Yeah.
to say that we've got on the table these beautiful N-scale full-length dome cars from Intermountain, and these are really special. I took both of these outside. First road name I have was Union Pacific, And the other one was the Northern Pacific Empire Builder. And these cars come with lights in them. They also have a battery in them, like one of those batteries from a watch. And you just wave a magnet along the side of the car, and it turns on the lighting in these cars. The detail is finite. They've got full interior. It was another wonderful surprise from Intermountain this week when they shipped them here, and we went through the box. So, like I said, I had full video of this, so you guys can check it out, again, at intermountainrailway.com. Thank you very much, guys, for helping us support the show. Now, Mike, I'm gathering that you've got a vehicle tonight that you started working on. Tell us about your latest project.
Well, that's the telephone truck I had last week. I had just started building the bed, and I worked on it off and on over this past week, and just painted it this afternoon.
Looking good, Mike.
Yeah, thanks.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Of course, it fell off of the stand. I couldn't leave it alone when it was drying. I had to look at it.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, and so it fell into all the crud in the bottom of the spray booth. So I
Oh,
just
boy.
Don't you
stripped
just hate it, like when you're working on a project and
Yeah.
you know, drop it and something gets messed
Yep.
up. Or
Yep.
you're working on an LED project and you blow 19 LEDs in a row.
I haven't done
Yeah.
that yet.
Yeah.
Ouch.
But,
That sounds painful.
Oh.
so another thing I brought was these Frisco F units. Those are Athearn FP7A and B.
Yep.
And they got sound and DCC and everything. I bought those when they first came out about 4 years ago.
Right.
And Daniel programmed the lead unit, I think, for me, but then we never finished programming the B units. So
Dan,
So,
Oh, we can
almost
take care
B.
of that.
Yeah.
Almost B.
I got my computer right here. We got JMRI. We got the NCE system,
Yeah.
which will make it easy. We can
okay.
we can just do it right there.
All
and
right.
you guys have got some
Indeed.
Athearn trucks here too, right, Chris?
Yeah, we
Mike?
got some Freightliners over here. And one thing that I was talking to Mike kind of earlier on was like, hey, Mike, Athearn makes, vehicles too. And we do a lot of stuff with trucks and vans and things like that.
Right.
And they kind of landed in your wheelhouse too about your era. And what sort of
Yeah.
era do you think these things are? I can't remember. off the
Well,
top.
those Freightliners started, I think, in the 60s.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
there were minor variations where the cab steps were placed and stuff, but they went well through the 70s, and they were used, into the 90s, I'm sure.
Right.
But they cover a lot of area, and the way these latest ones are detailed is really nice. I remember the old ones from when I was a kid.
Right.
It's like
Yeah.
three or four parts to put them together.
Right.
And, man, the
These
way
have a lot more than that.
Yeah, there's windshield wipers on
windshield
there,
wipers.
and there's an
Interiors,
interior.
yeah.
And
gaskets around the headlights and
Yeah, they're
taillights. I mean, they're really, really detailed.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of printing. There's two different like drive wheel configurations, and there's also like a windbreak on top of on the cab there too.
Air dam.
Yeah.
I think.
I
Yeah,
had-
air dam. Thank you.
I had
Yeah.
one of those Freightliners, I think, in the Santa Fe Trailways paint scheme, for their piggyback service,
Mhm.
and these just blow that old model out of the water.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
incredible.
They look
Yeah.
like they're begging for some LEDs.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, that's coming.
Automation too.
Yeah.
Indeed.
We're going to talk about that on another show because we got some really cool ideas we looked up on the internet tonight.
Yeah.
Where am I going after that? Is this the best hobby in the world, Ray, or what?
Oh, it is. It's the best hobby in the world for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guys, I mean, is there anybody
it's
here?
kind of crazy, It's,
somebody
I think about
argue with
brains
me on
every
that.
day.
Be sure to see us at Trainfest.
Yes.
That's coming up very soon. They've got 225,000 square feet of space. Now, this is going to be held at the Wisconsin Expo Center. That is at the State Fair Park. And this is Saturday, November 9th, and also Sunday, November 10th. And the show is open Saturday from 9 to 5. And at 2 p.m., we are going to be broadcasting our What's Neat This Week podcast from the main stage of the show. Joshua set us up with some equipment so that we're going to actually have some fantastic sound in the auditorium. And I'm set up so I can record everything on the cameras and make sure we got a great edit coming up.
Cool.
They've got
All right.
70 layouts set up and planned to be set up at
Oh,
this show.
man.
Wow.
And they're
Yeah.
also planning 58 clinics at Trainfest this year. You guys can check it all out by looking at the Trainfest website at
Awesome.
trainfest.com.
Yeah.
Sounds
So
good.
please come up and say hello to us. We're all
That's
looking
right.
forward to meeting the folks that we
Yeah.
produced the show for. This is your show put on by model railroaders just like us.
Ray, will you be there?
Oh, absolutely. I'll visit you guys for sure.
Okay.
Yay.
All right,
good.
I want
Sweet.
you on the show, Ray, in
Yes.
person.
Yeah,
your
that'd be
trees.
great.
I
Yeah,
wanna
bring
see
those
it.
trees.
Oh, my goodness.
Get some close-ups.
I'll
Yeah.
I'll bring some stuff for sure.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All
Oh,
right.
man.
All right.
I just went through everything on my list. Let's go around the table one more time and see if we're missing anybody.
Well, I just want to say that Sioux Line 4600 at the end there, I brought a lot of stuff to show off, but that's going to be coming into stock. The Freightliners, the Sioux Line ACF 4600, that's going to be in the shipment. We're going to have that on display over at Trainfest. There's also a Santa Fe for Mr. James over here, too. We're offering singles and 3-packs, and we're also doing it in N scale.
N scale, guys.
N
There you
scale.
go.
I want to hear positive comments on readers' comments about N scale, guys.
No, I look forward to showing off the N scale one, too.
Good.
I got the beautiful NCE system here. I say it all the time. It's getting close to Christmas, and if you want to make your model railroader happy in the family, this system will run your layout. It ran mine all week, and I've been loving running it since it's been cleaned and vacuumed. All the colors are back, and the system has been working absolutely fantastic. I absolutely can't say enough about it. I love the large throttle, the ergonomics on how it fits in your hand, but I also love the smaller throttle. They're both radio control units, and they work flawlessly. So if you need a system that guarantees no wrecks on your layout, NCE is the way to go, guys. I know it sounds like a pitch, but we're model railroaders, and we love it when we get something good that works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So rock and roll. One more time. Anybody else?
Hey, I've been corresponding with John Peluso.
Oh, yes.
With the Frisco
Yeah, he
He
layout.
has a
John.
beautiful layout.
Yes,
Mhm.
he invited us to come over to his house and see this Frisco. I
Oh,
guess
wonderful.
it's like
Oh,
era
man.
1955.
Oh, nice.
1955-60.
Yes, yeah, but anyway,
We
he's,
do need
he,
to feature that
Hey,
layout. It is
Yeah, we do.
It's-
incredible.
Yeah, he lives right out by us, and
Valley Park
yeah.
off 141.
Is that the one where you close the door?
That's the one
Yeah.
where you actually walk into the layout and
Yeah.
you close the door and then you swing the layout shut, so you're completely encased.
Completely
in
immersed,
the layout.
immersed in the whole
Like,
scene. Yeah,
It's like you're encased in the Cuba sub of the Frisco Railroad.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
So-
amazing.
All right,
The
we'll
only-
get over to see you sometime, John.
Anything else, guys?
I was just going to point out real quick on that layout that the dispatcher is the only one outside of the room controlling the trains.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Right, so you got to pay attention to that radio.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks to our cameraman tonight,
Yeah,
Josh.
Josh.
Barton.
Thanks, Josh.
Barton.
Josh Sugarfire Barton.
Ray, thank you very much for Reynaulds for being with us tonight on the show. Chris
Thank you, guys.
Palomarez,
I
thank you for
appreciate it.
driving here tonight, and thank you for letting me do that photo shoot. That was a lot of fun. I love all you guys. This is the best hobby in the world with the best people in it, guys. Wrapping up show number 93. Let's go run some trains.
Let's run some
Yeah,
trains.
do it.
run some trains.